Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Mike's DVDs and Blu-rays. Mike here with some new movies off my shelf. You can see some of my movies, and I'm trying to go through them, and I'm trying to show you some cool ones, some recommendations. I show you some new videos and some old videos, and mostly I recommend stuff if you're new to this channel. I'll show movies that I would really highly recommend you to see. They're not necessarily movies that just came out, but really good movies that you should watch. I'll give you a little bit of information. I'm not a movie expert. I'm just a big fan of movies, film of all sorts, all decades, and I've been collecting DVDs and Blu-rays for about 20 years now. And collected Laserdisc before that, so I got a lot of Laserdiscs too to go through. Speaking of Laserdisc, I got a couple in this episode. And this episode, I'm going to show a little movie that was made in the Mario 70s by a man named Francis Ford Coppola. You may know him from the Godfather trilogy, saga, whatever you want to say. But in 1979, or he would start on this movie in like 77, maybe even 76, maybe even sooner. I know he worked on this thing for a long time, off and on. 1979, he would do a movie called Apocalypse Now. And it would be an adventure, for sure, for the cast, crew, movie studios, producers pulling their hair out, directors pulling their hair out. I mean, it pushed everyone to the edge. I think Martin Sheen even had a heart attack during the production of it and everything. So let me show you a different one first. I don't want to go to the redo. I want to show you my Laserdisc copy of Apocalypse Now. Now, this is the edition that came out in 1997, so it's kind of it's not quite a late release, but it's, but this is a 5.1 Dolby Digital edition, THX mastered. Put the little sticker on there. Has a great soundtrack. This is one of those movies you turn up the 5.1, turn your bass up, watch the Ride of the Valkyrie scene with the helicopters and napalm, and it just really, really stirs up the room. And it's such a great soundtrack, starting off with the Doors and at the beginning and then all the way to the end. Such a great movie. This Laserdisc sounds so good. I've held on to it. I believe I previously had the 1991 release of this that came out by Paramount, and it had like a line up here, and I think it said widescreen edition or something like that. And it also had great sound, but it wasn't 5.1. But the sound on there was so good, because I remember back in the olden days, when I first got a Laserdisc player around '92. I was living at home. My parents didn't have a big TV setup or anything. I think we had a TV that barely had stereo on it, and playing back this sharp digital sound through those speakers, man, it just sounded great on those little speakers. So if that's any hint of how good it sounds, can you imagine on 5.1, But yeah, this is a gatefold. What's similar to the previous one, which was the 91, is this little note on here. That was all that was on the other one. This one has a list of chapter breaks and stops, and then this is new, a little write-up. I think it's from Coppola himself, or maybe it's from the cinematographer. But I believe the cinematographer did he had his approval on this, on the various versions. Vittorio Storaro, I messed his name up. But anyways, I think he overlooked the mastering of this, the image and everything, when it came out on video, which was cool. So, but this is really good. If you're a Laserdisc fan and you don't have that, I recommend to get it. But even if you come across the 91 version, it sounds really good. And now the next Laserdisc, this is associated with that. This would be the little documentary from 91 called Hearts of Darkness, A Filmmaker's Apocalypse. I believe this was originally shown on Showtime, the Showtime cable network, because I had it back in the day, 91, it premiered on there. And I remember copying it to VHS and stuff and watching it and loving it. It may have been one of the first full-length like documentary type films that I had saw back then. I was probably 15. But yeah, this was made by Eleanor Coppola, Francis Ford's wife, and she was originally just going to go on set and take photos and stuff, and then she got the idea to film this because stuff was unfolding day by day, month by month, of pre-production, production, on set, everything going on, telephone calls, him freaking out on Francis freaking out on the phone, getting yelled at by the producers, and the movie that almost didn't get made a couple times. But she captures a whole lot of stuff on this, and it's such a great documentary. It's something you can watch over and over. Really kind of puts some stuff in perspective for it, but really good documentary. Highly recommend that. It's also available on Blu-ray and DVD. So next up, after I had those, I believe I got just a plain edition on DVD of Apocalypse Now. There was really no frills, nothing big about it. And I can't remember if I traded it in when Redo came out. And I guess I didn't realize at the time that this was longer, and it would have been cool to just keep the original. But I had it on Laserdisc, so I thought, well, But this is actually, was it 303 minutes? 202 minutes, sorry. But yeah, it's quite a bit longer. I think the original version is about 153 minutes. So this one's going to push it over 3 hours. Some of the stuff was good. Some of the stuff probably could have stayed out. I mean, it's quite, how big of a fan you are. But yeah, it got trimmed up because it was, 3 hours long, and, but apparently it was even longer than that. So, but that's basically what the Redo print was, a copy. That's, this came out. This one says 2001 when it was, I guess it came out then. I know this actual disc didn't come out then. But it's got 5.1 digital Dolby. So that brings me up to the best copy I got now, I guess, next to my Laserdisc. And that would be the Apocalypse Now triple feature Blu-ray. This has, on disc 1, it has the original print, the original 153 minute one that was released initially. Then on the same disc, it's got the Redo on there. It's from the DVD. Second disc, it's got Hearts of Darkness, the other Laserdisc I got. So it's got all of those into one little package. So 2 discs, like I said, pretty nice. But since I got this back when. But now I think there's a 4K version out now that looks really super good. I picked it up at Target. I was there and I looked at it and I was like, do I want to buy it? It was like $24 or something. I was just like, no, I'll just keep this for right now. Which just sounds good. It has all the stuff. It's got audio commentary, and it's got some other stuff on here. It's not jammed packed with things, extras. I mean, the movie's long enough, takes up all the space, But yeah, I highly recommend that. I highly recommend going out and checking out the 4K. I've heard some really good stuff about it. But yeah, Apocalypse Now, a movie. If you have never seen it, it's probably one of the best movies of the 70s. I mean, just hearing the story of it getting made. Hearts of Darkness, you might want to watch afterwards, I guess. But even if you watch it before the movie, if you've never seen it, it's kind of like, man, I gotta see that. How did it turn out? You know, because it had a lot of issues going on. You know, plus it's got Dennis Hopper in it, and great cast, one of the best of the 70s. So yeah, go out and see that. You hadn't already seen it. Marlon Brando, gotta go see it. So hope you guys liked this episode. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up, and give me some comments. What did you think about the redo version, the longer print that came out of it? Do you think you should have just left it alone and just did that? And if you've seen Hearts of Darkness, what did you think about that? I really like it. It's one of my favorite documentaries to see, that I come back to a lot. And well, there you go. Give me some comments, and I will see you next time, guys. Y'all be safe out there. Watch some good movies, and I'll catch you later.